Hello, my name's Sophie Wright. I'm a professional chef and food writer, as well as the Easy Cheesy Chef Ambassador. There are over 1,000 different varieties of French goat's cheese, and in front of me here on my board I have just a few of those. They range in all different shapes and sizes, from a large log to a smaller log that's been matured in ash, to a pyramid shape, to a bigger pyramid, to ones that are slightly more matured and have a stronger flavour and texture. You can get really lovely soft cheeses, or ones that are more crumbly inside because they are slightly older and they've been matured. So it's really down to your taste. Now, Chèvre or French goat's cheese is a wonderful ingredient and great thing to have in your fridge at home. And lots of different ways of cooking with it. And today we're going to be cooking with a Crottin de Chavignol, and this is this little cheese here. It's great in salads, just as it is, with the rind on or with the rind off if you prefer. It's a great one to have in your fridge because it doesn't go off. So, you know, just the longer you leave it, the more it matures. So you can grill it, you can put it in sauces, you can get them more matured like this one. They also come in quite a soft rind on the outside. I often use Chèvre to jazz up different recipes, and I always have some in my fridge at home to whiz up a quick meal when I come home with nothing else in the fridge. All of these cheeses are fantastic on a cheese ball, but are also wonderful to cook with. And I've created some recipes on our website, the Easy Cheesy Chef website, that will show you a few examples of these. And today I'm going to be cooking a grilled pear and endive salad with a Crottin de Chavignol. The ingredients that I'm going to be using are the crottin, which is right here. I've got some pears, which are quite firm, not too ripe, orange, pomegranate, a few slices of a baguette, some chicory or endive, walnuts, fresh basil, some white wine, honey and some sugar. Right, I've got everything out of my way so I can start cooking my recipe now. For the first stage, I need to caramelise the walnuts. This gives the walnuts a lovely sweetness and a bit of a crunch, so a nice texture in your salad. Pop your sugar into the pan. You can use brown sugar or just plain caster sugar for this. As the sugar starts to melt, just move it around the pan just slightly. Not too much, because if you play with the sugar too much at this stage, what can happen is that it can crystallise and therefore it won't be smooth. But what we want to end up with is a nice light caramel. Add in your walnuts and just move them around the pan. Really coat them in all of that hot sugar. Just pour them onto your greaseproof paper. Don't worry if they're all stuck together because we're going to pull them apart. So the next stage is we need to toast our croutons, which the little crottins are going to sit on. So I've just sliced my baguette and I'm going to drizzle that with some olive oil. So just pop these under the grill or into an oven just to brown them a little bit. These croutons are going to make the base for our little crottins to sit on. So I'm just going to turn them over, a nice drizzle of wine onto the side of the crouton that hasn't been toasted. Take your little cheeses and cut them in half. These ones are slightly more matured, and you can cook with either, you know, it's really up to you whether you like a stronger flavour or a slightly milder flavour of French goat's cheese. Now we need to just drizzle those again with some olive oil. Just going to colour slightly on top. So the next stage is preparing my pears and my endive. Now here I've got some lovely little pears which are quite firm, and that's quite important for this recipe because if they're too ripe, then when we cook them they're just all going to fall apart. So try and pick out a pear that is slightly more firm. And I'm going to peel it. First cut them in half and then into quarters. Just cut away the core like that. And here I've got my endive. Just remove the core, not completely because the core is what holds the endive together. So cut it in half and pop those onto your tray. Just make sure you've got some bits sticking out. You want some bits to singe under the grill and some bits to not. So, you know, that'll add lots of nice texture and colour. I'm just going to sprinkle over a little bit of sugar. You can use icing sugar or brown sugar. And this will just obviously help it to caramelise slightly. I'm also going to add some salt. Pepper, drizzle with some olive oil, the zest of some orange. And then I'm going to add the juice of the orange as well, but just half. So that will just help it all to steam under the grill as well. And then the last stage, I'm going to dot my little crottins around in here. So it's all going to cook at the same time. Put this under the grill for 10 to 12 minutes, depends on how hot your grill is, but you'll know when it's done because it'll all be golden and bubbling around the edges. So you'll know when your cheese is done because you can see it's all lovely golden brown, you've got some crispy bits, some bits that aren't quite cooked, and that's what we want because that adds real texture and different flavours to your salad. Just take some of your lovely chicory and some pears. So that goes on there. And then I've got my lovely walnuts. So you can see these are all stuck together, but just sort of break them up with your fingers a little bit. And then I've got my pomegranate seeds. Great colours. Scatter those over. Basil. Really pile that up. And then I always give this a little drizzle of runny honey. So I haven't made a dressing for this, as you know, but you've got all the lovely orange juice that is in your salad already. On with your little crotons. 3, I think. A few more pomegranates for a bit more colour. So there we have it. That's our grilled pear and endive salad with French crottin. You don't have to use crottin if you don't have it. A French goat's cheese log works just as well, grilled in exactly the same way. And this is just a lovely dish for a starter, a main course, or for a good barbecue. For more delicious French goat's cheese recipes, go to our website, www.frenchgoatscheese.com.